Amar'e, this seems like the first summer in a while where you're fully healthy, you're coming into camp fully healthy. Just how do you feel physically, and how does that impact your goals for this season, if it does at all?
Yeah, it's great to finally go through a summer where I can just work on basketball and maintaining and building on strength. The previous few summers I had to pretty much rehab, so to be healthy as I am now and to capitalize on how I ended the season last year, it's going to be great for me.
Steve Popper, Bergen Record. Have you had a chance to do much with Phil and Fish about what your role will be in this system and how things might change for you here?
Yeah, I worked with them when I finally made it back to New York. I was working with Kurt Rambis a tad bit on the offensive strategies. And there's so many ways on the basketball court that benefit my personal skill set. So I'm looking forward to taking advantage of it.
In terms of minutes this season, last season you go into the season on a minutes restriction. Derek alluded to a possibility of managing minutes. Are you going to play more than 30 minutes a night on some nights? Do you know what the restrictions are this season?
Yeah, I think toward the end of the year last year, we got up to a 30-minute a night, 35-minute a night type deal. So I'm sure after I sit down with Coach and we'll figure out something that's going to be beneficial for the both of us.
Amar'e, along the same lines, Kenny Ducey over here from WFUV. Along the same lines, you played 65 games last year. Does that give you confidence this year that you can stay healthy and play close to a full season?
Oh, for sure. I mean, having the year I had last year from a health standpoint, it was very positive. And so now going into another offseason this summer, being able to build on strength, hopefully that allows me to play even more this season.
Amar'e, Howard Megdal from Capital New York. I'm curious, just the process you're talking about seems like it's more defined going into the season rather than sort of an ad hoc thing happening during the season. Do you think that plays a part in allowing you to be more healthy over the course of the year, to know what you need to do going into the year?
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you take a strategic approach toward the season and know what you're getting and know how to train and how to recover, I think that plays a very important part with this season coming up.
Hey, Amar'e, Brian Mahoney, Associated Press. Obviously, when you came to your left, when you came here, Mike D'Antoni pick and roll, and then Mike Woodson had you in the post in the beginning, and now it's the triangle. It seems like for every year you're here, there's some kind of new system and some kind of new role you may have to play. Is it hard to adjust every year, or do you look forward to trying something different?
Well, it's some difficulties in it, throughout the career of adjusting every season with a different strategy. When I first got here, you're right, it was Mike D'Antoni up-tempo, pick-and-roll type of play. Then it was more Mike Woodson back to the basket, and now it's going to be a triangle offense. But the positive from it, to be optimistic about things, is that I was able to develop certain skill sets throughout the whole situations, and now I feel like everything's going to come into fruition this season.
Begley, ESPN New York. Amar'e, just looking at your season last year, it seemed like, that last 20 games or so, when you were in the starting lineup, you were averaging like 16 points, better than 50% shooting. Based on the way you finished, do you have any expectations or ideas about where you fit, whether it's starting lineup, coming off the bench?
Well, I think from the way the season ended up last year was a positive step for myself and also for the team. To be able to really capitalize on those minutes played, and that starting role was important as well. So it played an intricate part in my success toward the second half of that year, and hopefully we can build on that.
Amar'e, Laura Benke, Channel 7. Carmelo was talking about, as a team in general, when you get a new coach, when you have Phil coming in, the breath of fresh air that might bring to this team. When you look at you guys as a group, do you see that the new fresh start that this team has? Yeah,
it's definitely a fresh start. I mean, having a different offensive strategy. New coaching staff, guys that are really eager to win. And from a player standpoint, we want to definitely have success as well. We don't want to repeat the same type of year we had last year. So with that being said, we do have a fresh start. We do have more motivation, and we're focused.